happening on the ground and what gives us hope when there's all these oppressive dynamics going on. And so, as I said before, that's the outside. And so you open it up, and then you have a completely different perspective. So that's a top-down perspective, you know, taken from very high up in the sky. This perspective is drawn as if you're an ant on one of these root structures. And you're looking up at this giant ceiba tree in the corner. And the ceiba tree is very symbolic. It's the tree of life in Guatemala. And spiraling around the ceiba tree like DNA strands are the spirit animals. They're winged creatures and water creatures. And these are creatures that are all either extinct or endangered from the region. And it's to represent the presence of ancestors. Because when we took our 6-month tour of Mesoamerica, people very much emphasize the presence of ancestors in their struggles. And one of the reasons is because they don't see their struggle as a struggle against one mine or a struggle against one dam project. They see themselves as part of a 500-year resistance to colonization. And so it's a generations-long struggle that has persisted, you know, through many generations. And so it would be too reductionist to say that it was just about one project. Also, coming down the ceiba tree, we have all of these different ants. There's actually 72 different species of ants, scientifically illustrated, to show, represent the diversity of the region. So not only are we saying that that's top-down, this is grassroots, but we're also another comparison or difference between the two sides is a huge amount of diversity. There's over 400 different species of plants and animals on the inside of this structure. And all of them are from the region. And so the ants are carrying these blades of grass that have the Zapatista principles written on them. And has anyone ever heard of the Zapatistas?
Yep.
Do you want to say who they are? Or any? Yeah.
I know a little bit of Zapatistas.
Okay, speak loudly and face them.
Zapatistas is basically an indigenous rebels in Chiapas, Mexico, with leadership of Subcomandante Marcos. Basically, the Zapatistas are autonomous. They want autonomy in their own indigenous land. So they are fighting for autonomy and independence in their own jungle of Chiapas.
Yes. So the Zapatistas are a movement that's very famous throughout the world. They have a lot of respect throughout the world. And they jumped onto the world scene with the passing of the North American Free Trade Agreement, which is the one I was talking about earlier that allowed for the privatization of the collectively held land. But they actually started 10 years before then. And so, like you were saying, is they just want autonomy over their own region. So these are the principles. So for example, one of the principles is to exercise power, not to take power. And so they don't want to seize the state, and they don't want to control, they don't want to like take power and then control everybody their way. They want to build power in their own community, and then they want to defend their community and defend their own autonomy. So part of that is having direct democracy. And so lots of their principles